After many years of anticipation and wondering, it does finally seem like Ultimate General American Revolution is finally going to be going into early access very, very soon. If this is a game that you have never heard of, but you are a big fan of strategy games, especially with the lackluster releases of Total War and Paradox games over the recent months/years, then this is one to go ahead and stick right at the top of your radar. Ultimate General American Revolution is a sandbox strategy game going ahead and featuring the epic historical periods during the rebellion of the American Colonies, a time period that doesn't really get covered too much in strategy gaming, and one that definitely has a lot of scope to go ahead and provide with some really, really epic experiences. The previous iterations of the Ultimate General series, Ultimate General Gettysburg, went ahead and placed you in the midst of a civil war, allowing you to fight out epic battles of grand scale over on the land side of things. Their more recent game, Ultimate General Age of Sail, allowed you to go ahead and fight the naval battles of early colonization, I believe around the Caribbean, and Ultimate General American Revolution looks to combine the both of them into one epic game, but more importantly, they look to go ahead and provide a campaign, a proper campaign with a working campaign map and many mechanics. And this is the first time that they have done something like this, something that the players have been begging for. Previously, in the other iterations of the games, it was more of like you play and the game progresses, but it's just kind of like battles after battles, and there's a few kind of management stuff you can do, but there was no like hardcore campaign map where you could move armies, build infrastructure, and kind of just improve, much more like a Total War style of game. So the fact that they're going ahead and, you know, attempting that in American Revolution is just really exciting, and yeah, I can't wait, because some of the features they've gone ahead and mentioned are honestly just a dream come true when it does come to mechanical depth in my strategy games. If they can pull this off, it's going to be amazing. And we'll go into more detail in these in a second. Is delayed reporting. This means that armies, if they go into fog of war, will go ahead and actually stay on your campaign map, but could have moved halfway across the world. That is such an important thing when looking at these time periods where you don't actually know exactly where enemy armies are on the campaign map, and they could completely have taken you by surprise and outflanked your entire force and caught you off guard somewhere else. That's just such a fun and really cool mechanic. On top of that, we're going to have to, of course, deal with supply, keeping your army stocked up with ammunition, with the right weaponry, and that's going to again rely on the industry that you're building. You're going to have a decent industry base to go ahead and provide that. Your generals are all going to go ahead and provide many different things, allowing them to reinforce from certain areas. You're going to have to worry about keeping the populace fed with rations and, you know, providing that in. There's going to be a tech tree in there, which is really exciting. And honestly, just the large-scale battles are going to be so much fun. This is a game that necessarily doesn't have the, the Total War level of graphics, but because of that, it does provide them with the ability to maybe focus more on the mechanical side of things, because I feel the battles do exactly what they need to do. They go ahead and provide you with enough epicness that the mechanics can really kind of carry that forward. After explaining the game to you and some of the awesome features the game is going to offer, hopefully still going to offer, again, that website we were looking at is a little bit old now. However, we have got some pretty big news over on their Discord. The developers of the game itself have been very active here, going ahead and talking with the community, but we also, over the past couple weeks, have got these brand new sections on the Discord for Ultimate General American Revolution. This is the news, patch notes, game discussion, feedback, upcoming features, and roadmap, and then finally videos. And one can assume that this is all here for, you know, an inevitable release. There's no point having this here unless the game is coming into early access. The developers have also been super active here, talking in the community, and they've basically hinted/said that there's going to be a big announcement coming at the end of the month or in the next couple weeks. And many of us can, you know, kind of gather from all of this that that does mean that they're either going to announce a date for early access, or early access is on its way. I would imagine they're going to be announcing a date first to go ahead and build up a bit of hype, but that's really exciting, and I'll leave a link to this Discord down below in the description so you can join it yourself, and that's probably one of the best ways to keep up to date. I'm sure they'll at everybody when the announcement does finally come. We have also been getting a bunch of videos. These are currently, I believe, well, this one isn't actually. This one is actually on their official Ultimate Strategy General official YouTube channel, which again, I'll leave a link to this video down below in the description. And this is basically a line of sight video. Again, tutorials. Again, if they wouldn't be showing this if it isn't, very much on its way. Now, there have been some more, and I would have been showing them throughout the entirety of this video. There's some really cool battles and fort stuff, and that they are currently unlisted. You can see them on the Discord, but they are unlisted on what I assume is a developer's channel, rather than this being on their official channel. So again, that's another thing that's really suggesting that we're going to be seeing the game coming out into early access very, very soon, as we've got this shift from, a developer unlisted channel to their official channel. They're going to need to post these so that people can check out the game, get it discovered, and see exactly what it's all about. And it's pretty exciting. The new line of sight system looks really interesting, kind of having more dense terrain, really acting as that is going to be a big thing. Again, with order delays and stuff like that really coming into play on the campaign map, having that ability to completely outwit your opponent is going to be very exciting actually on the battle map itself. And it's going to really rely on having skirmishes to go ahead and keep the enemy spotted whilst your line infantry move up and maybe don't have as good visibility, being able to deploy traps and kind of get the initial flanking shots. Look at that, right on the right hand side, their units are appearing. You've wandered into a trap and you're going to be getting shot in the sides. You're going to have to quickly reform. That's going to provide a really exciting kind of matter to deal with, and just more of these tactics that you have to worry about, I think, is very, very interesting. Something else to note as well is the campaign map. We did get this image, which was a pretty kind of low quality image, but again, as I said, the developers are posting stuff all the time in the Discord, so you do get a pretty big chunk of America itself to go ahead and mess around with. Basically from the middle parts of Florida all the way up into kind of the north parts of America itself, and lots of sea to mess around with as well. So having a strong navy is going to be important, especially if you're playing the British. Of course, blockading the American ports is going to be very, very crucial into starving them into submission. And of course, as the Americans, if you can start to creep out and win some of the important naval engagements, you can break back, get more supplies from Europe and other ways from foreign powers who want to see the downfall of the British Empire. I have also read on the actual Discord itself, but I'm not 100% sure if this isn't confirmed, but I think from what I've read that unfortunately only the Americans are going to be able to be playable on the initial release. So the British aren't going to be a playable faction right off the bat. I guess they really want to focus on kind of getting the core mechanics down, the research and stuff like that, kind of the American side of things done, and then obviously the British will be coming a little bit later. And if it is true, I think that is absolutely fine, being able to just dive in and kind of get a real glimpse of it. I do hope that does mean the British play very differently. Obviously, they have a whole different type of scenarios and problems that they have to deal with, which is very different from the actual Americans. Again, their army functions very differently. They have a lot of other foreign interests they're having to worry about, and I'm hoping that all does play into it. Again, there has been a few screenshots running around the Discord again that has been showing that there is going to be some form of foreign interaction, and I have no idea how it's going to fire, but again, I'll post a screenshot of what they showed. So yeah, there's plenty to be had over on their Discord, and honestly, it's just a really exciting time. Again, I've been dying for this game for so long. One thing, again, it's not going to be in early access, but I hope they show it on a roadmap, is a multiplayer campaign. This is just so perfect, just like the other games that we've done with Gettysburg and American Civil War. It would just be so perfect to have a multiplayer campaign implemented into this, having the two factions, the British and the Americans, all the mechanics. I think it would just be so good, and something that I am dying for. Again, if we are only getting the Americans in the initial release, then it'll be impossible to do a multiplayer campaign. But hopefully, when it does come out of early access, if a British get added, multiplayer is something. And again, they are planning over on their Discord to show kind of up and coming features. They are planning for a roadmap, so I'm really hoping that multiplayer is at least mentioned, something that they want to do, because yeah, it would just do so much for the game. I think I would love to go ahead and have it, and I think it would really help extend the life cycle of this game that is has the potential. Again, it really doesn't matter how the early access period goes. I think that's going to be make or break for the game. Of course, obviously, it's going to be make or break for the game. But as long as they listen to feedback, they push the game in the right direction, I think this could be honestly one of the greatest strategy games we've had in recent times. And I've got my fingers crossed, I've got my toes crossed. And yeah, I'll definitely be covering the game. If there is an announcement of early access, I'll let you know either on my community page, or I'll make another video with whatever footage they decide to show. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I cover plenty of strategy games, so this is really the place to be for that. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you're looking forward to American Revolution, drop a like and a comment. Let me know, if both the British and the Americans are both playable. Let me know what faction you would love to play down below in the description. And yeah, definitely exciting times for Ultimate General fans, exciting times for strategy fans, and I'll see you guys in the next one.